Boo trying to put where he's trying to take the fight himself. Those Lianpo ultimates could be pretty banger most times out of 10.
Yeah, and more times than not, I think the biggest strength on the Lianpo is the fact that it's picking into to counter the Marco Polo. You have so many different stunts to kind of just get in his way, make it uncomfortable. Plus, he's very tanky, so Marco Polo can't really just burst him down. It's something that you've got to respect. And so you got to understand where the Lianpo is at all points so that you don't just accidentally or, just kind of use the Fevered Barrage in a bad spot. But in the bottom lane, a little bit of a rush.
A little bit of a rush, absolutely. 3v1 going on right here, whilst Lianpo's just kind of sat in the middle of the lane, just trying to start off the blue buff for Dun. What an absolute gentleman, just starting off his camps like, you know what, bro, if we can free you up quicker, we can try and counter this 3v1 down in the bot lane. We already see that Lady Shen's going down there as well. Dolia with a knockback, really interrupting the pace of that 3v1 gank into the bot lane by Boom Esports. But Lady Shen's still not done. She gets the second ability onto the Jing, trying to stop Jing do anything with that red buff. Is able to secure it though, however, so a little bit of a non-starting tactic there from Boom, but nonetheless very aggressive.
Very aggressive. They're trying to, again, just force the issue. Maybe look to go for, the enemy invade. But again, Impressive was the type where he just kind of went in with the burst ram, magma slammed, and it creates a zone of, like, really nobody wants to fight in. So it kind of disengages it. Oh, the Unruly Blade. Aja6 slows him down. It looks like he's going to be back. Lubu using his Tremble Mortals to keep himself alive.
Yep, using that ult to jump out of there. It's one way to definitely use your Lubu ultimate is, if it's not into the backline, it's to get out of there. It's kind of like a little bit of a soft-core version of Elaine's Death on Sunset. I just think the fact that you actually don't disappear, you just jump up and land back down, and they know where you're going. Whereas Elaine just gets to hover around for a little bit, have a little bit of a slice of heaven, it seems, in the Death on Sunset, and being completely untargetable is also a blessing. But yeah, we haven't seen any first blood yet. We could have potentially got one around the red buff there on the side of FUT Esports, but just a little bit more well calculated, I feel like, FUT are going into this early game.
Yeah, play it safe, right? I think FUT Esports need to understand that, hey, we're here for the long run. We just got to make sure that we don't lose out on the early game. I mean, they were down, 0-8 in the last game. They do not want to be in that same situation, so they need to play safe. Just play, a conventional, Honor of Kings, right? Just get as much farm as possible. We'll take it to the late game. Let Void get his farm so that he can kind of control the late game and just take over at that point. So it's, again, just looking for the long term in mind.
Yeah, long-term investment rather than short-term investment. That is definitely the economic status of FUT Esports. Almost getting caught out again is the Angela. So double knock-up from both the Lianpo and the Lady Chen whilst still staying alive, which is more than what most could say in that situation. That 2v1 would not go in the favor of most players.
Yeah, definitely not. But look at Impressive and Dragon. I mean, providing vision in the front, Impressive just like a scout, kind of just seeing what's out there. Just taking notes, I would say. He's going to want to walk into Ryuga here. And, when two roamers go at it, it's like a wet noodle fight. They'll just hit each other. And if anything, this is a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah, just slap each other around and hope one of our farm lanes come through to deal enough damage. And there's a knockback from Dolia, just keeping everybody away. Rugar playing that pretty much poetically, because if that could have gone any other way, with the likes of Lianpo, with a massive engage, could have been huge. And we saw that Snape had such high hopes to steal the Tyrant there, but was just not quick enough with the Blazing Brilliance, which again is another great function of that ultimate, is to steal those jungle objectives.
Yeah, not able to do it. The Tyrant's going to be taken. That's going to be the first big one. Boom Esports turning this into a small lead as of now, but FUT Esports, they're just trying to play things safe. They're not doing anything unconventional. They're not invading the enemy jungle. They're just trying to get some vision and hopefully some smaller steals. Impressive thought about going in. He's going to just back off, but Toshi will take the spiked lizard here.
I mean, if it's going to go over to anybody on the side of Boom, especially trying to deny it from the side of FUT Esports, it's Toshi that needs it, that late-game hero. And looking at those stats so far, we see that Marco Polo is already ahead with the goal difference between Lady Sun and Marco Polo himself. Lady Sun buying the Axe of Torment. We're seeing the Burning Cape come through from the Dune as well. So plenty of boots being built, a little bit of a variety. It seems like a bit of a kick store going on right now with the boots. We got a bit of cooldown reduction. We have the slow cooldown on the CC, and then we have the physical and also the movement attack speed on the Lady Sun, but less about shoes, more about shooting. Well, there's a lot going on in that mid lane. We could be seeing the T1 going down in mid lane. So already 5 minutes in, mid lane is gone. That means there's a lot of opening up for Boom Esports.
Yeah, a lot opening up. I mean, they just kind of went for this one, and Lost has to just back off here. They've lost the Azure Golem as well. It looks like the Tremble Mortals is going to be committed on the back line, and Lian Po is impressive. He's just going in. He's got the Tremor Smash, and he's just going in. Lost actually has to flash away. He's going to be basically scurried out of his own arena. It looks like he's been scared. Lost, looking like he's lost.
Yep, I mean, lost by name, lost by nature, question mark. Yet to see the full evidence if that is the conclusion of the reason why he's called lost. But that was a good engage there from Boom Esports. Being able to claim that T1 turret in the mid lane just means that once again the farm and the jungle is going to go more into the favor of Boom, and for the likes of the Elaine and the Lian Po for gaining intelligence, he has more places to roam, so given intelligence is just going to get higher and higher for the side of Boom Esports. And the gank potential, you kind of don't want to think about it because it's scary.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. To be honest, I wonder how the initiations are going to actually go. I mean, Lost needs to kind of set things up. He doesn't always have, I mean, it's either him or Zing just kind of to force the issue, kind of let them group up so that Lost can then kind of throw out that arena. But as I say this, it looks like the burst ram. It looks like they're going to get first blood on the snake.
Yes.
Wow, 7 minutes and 20
blood.
seconds.
Yep, it's taken a while for them. It's been a little bit of a slow burner, but I suppose it is Lian Po taking all that burn from them. Dune having to use his ultimate to get out alive, but Jing's going in, trying to hopefully pick up the Dune. You got to be careful. You don't want that mirror domain being wasted right now. Lu Bu was trying to jump onto Toshi, but it was not clear or even successful in that whole interaction, and not really anything came of that. There was no push other than the minions doing their thing down in the farm lane. But in the clash lane, there's still a turret waiting to be taken. Rugal looking pretty low. Oh, he gets taken down.
And gets taken down. Just stuck around a little too much. And Lost again. Threw off the Tremble Mortals. Completely whiffed. It zoned more than anything else. He wasn't actually able to capitalize on that. So again, these ults need to be on point, especially if we're going to go for the kills. They're not able to do so. And now they're down 2K. This is a tough situation for FUT Esports. Boom Esports right now just taking free farm of all of the main objectives. Atix tried to go for the steal. He images back, and he's not going to get on. He's not going to get anything, but he does come out with his life.
Ooh,
another miss.
A nice flash there from Dragon, almost getting caught out by Lu Bu's ultimate. So nobody getting caught in the Lu Bu ultimate. Kind of feeling like a non-starting hero in this team comp. Lost actually not doing as well as I thought he would on that Lu Bu. Again, more of a potential in the mid to late game for that hero. We have Migi going on with Void. Void may be getting... Oh, there was a lot of poke, but just nothing concrete. There was no killing and no confirmation of death or gold going over to Void there. But we are seeing Atix looking to take one of the side lanes once again. So if there's anything that FUT Esports are doing, it's taking turrets, which they struggled to do in game one, especially this early.
Yeah, and if you're looking at just 6 is a little bit on the lower side. Here we go. That's a Tremble Mortals. That's a decent one, but there's no follow-up. The rest of the team are just hidden in the back, not able to kind of take advantage of this one. And it looks like Lost on the run. They do end up getting Miggy. That's a big win for them. So FUT Esports got the kill. They're still down about 3K, but what can they get? It looks like it's just going to be nothing but the smaller jungle camps.
Yeah, using Angela there and Snape as a carrot on the stick for Migi, because we knew that the Death on Sunset was going to negate the whole experience of the Blazing Brilliance, but it was just used as a, yeah, you come over to us and we will come behind you as a 5v1, and there was no way that Boom could actually get in by the time that Miji was already gone. So I feel like that was a really good play by FUT Esports, getting them a kill onto the board finally, and a really good way of using Snape in a very certain situation that you knew that he was going to be safe, you knew he was going to be fine, and you knew you were going to come out with a positive outcome in that interaction. But we still see a little bit of a push here in the mid lane for FUT Esports. Are they going to be able to take some more from Boom?
Boom are just going to back off. They're going to take the Tyrants. They're just going to kind of push. I mean, they're going to take what the enemy's giving them. And it seems to be a free one right here. If you look at Impressive, just kind of zoning out the Ethics, he's going to be scurried away. And Impressive, just very tanky at this point. But Impressive does need to be careful. His burst ramp over the wall. Now he's going to be chased. The Resplendent Revolver a little bit off the mark. And Lian Po is just styling, so to speak. He's going to be arena'd on top of it. And Tremble Mortals it is as he goes down. Shows a little bit of weakness. Dragon is down for the count as well. And Etix with the flex and the images. And I don't know which one's the real one.
Oh yes, it's hard to catch, and it's hard to even consider which one is not the clone, but well played to FUT, getting another 2 kills on the board. Yes, it was across the map, and Impressive was pretty much getting an impressive amount of suppression from the side of FUT Esports, having to flash, having to use your ultimate to try and stay alive, and then ultimately still dying is a negative interaction for Impressive so far. So this really opens up the side of FUT Esports to try and get the Shadow Overlord. Toshi is taking a lot of damage in the backline thanks to the Lubu, but Lubu goes back over the wall to try and keep the Overlord from not resetting, and it has. So unfortunately, all that effort from the beginning, the Overlord really, for the Overlord, the Shadow Overlord, FUT Esports was basically just wasted and used as a little bit of a bait, but didn't actually cement anything really useful within that whole interaction, other than taking down Edgizix, which means that the jungler is down. But are they going to go and try and take the Overlord again whilst they're all looking a little low?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to go force for this one. But Void coming to life, he needs to really carry this team. He's second in terms of his net worth. He's been meteored, killed, and it looks like the death at sunset, but they're going to change targets, and they're going to try to force out Ryuga. He's been backed up and isolated. Optics, on the other hand, taking this 1 versus 4. He's trying to image away, but Toshi snipes him down. The Resplendent Revolver, but the Fever Barrage is on point. It does get the kill. Toshi is finally down, but it looks like Void will die in return. Dragon says, I'll take that.
Dragon with these second abilities on the Lady Shen is on point. I mean, it's hard to tell when players are this good at this level, whether it was just pure fluke into the mirror domain, or he knew where she was going to switcheroo to, and then just in time, that second ability knocked up the Jing and took her out. And then it was the same for Void on that one, but we are going to be seeing an instant replay of that, because I want to see if that was actually the case, that was well automated. There we go. Oh, he saw the mirror and he just knocked her back up again. So Dragon with the on-point knockups, and you see it there. Not quite as eloquent on the knockup to Void, but onto Atix. Oh, that was beautiful, Hola.
Very good, well played, and we'll definitely be seeing more of those highlights. That was the way to go, but okay, it looks like they're going to... FUT Esports are going to focus on this Overlord. You pushed it forward. Agistix is now here. Ensure that he hopefully will get the smite. But Agistix is around the corner. The Fever Barrage, this does connect. They're going to do some work, but Void trying to roaming gun back to safety. He's doing a lot of work, especially with the Tremble Mortals. It's locking in on Agistix. He's going to get on out of this one, and it looks like they're going to focus their attention on the Overlord. Dragon down for 25 seconds. That's almost an eternity at this stage.
This Overlord seems cursed, because every time one of the teams go for it, the team just goes after him as well. But Agistix is able to claim the Shadow Overlord from the side of FUT Esports. So FUT Esports just giving them technically a free Overlord, because they dealt most of the damage, they did most of the footwork, but then Boom was just sort of like tick, tick, boom. Agix with the outsmiting of FUT Esports. So, hey, free real estate, baby.
They'll take it. They'll take it. All the real estate and more. And it looks like they're going to make their way to the Tyrant in the bottom lane. Again, Void somehow survived that one, which is huge. If he dies, this could have been a game over at that point. Void needs to just get a little bit more farm. He needs to find Toshi, somehow figure out a way to knock him out. Because again, a lot of the damage is coming through him as well as Dragon. They need to be careful. They need to understand where those players are at all moments. And it looks like they're going to back off. Whew, dodges the Unruly Blade.
dodging your Ruler Blade. We see that the Vanguards are down in the farm lane, but fortunately for FUT Esports, they're able to just counter that straight away, but that kind of played into Boom's long-term plan, which was push that farm lane, but let's get the Shadow Tyrant, because again, if they get that for Lady Sun, that's going to be a huge damage increase for her. But then not only that, she gets the Chain Lightning as well, and if you pair that onto Dragon on the Lady Shen, it's going to be even more crucial. But it just helps overall when these team fights are seeming so close going into the 16-minute mark almost. It just seemed a little bit too close to call, Hauler. I'm not too sure what either of these teams can do to try and stop this force that is Boom Esports from pushing any more turrets, or to just completely become unruly on the side of FUT Esports.
It's tough. And FUT Esports right now, I feel like they're just like a split second behind from being where they need to be. Like, that Tremble Mortals, just a little too late. I think if it was like, you know, 2 or 3 seconds earlier, they would have had a much better chance of maybe contesting that Tyrant. But not being able to do this, it's a game of inches or centimeters or whatever you use at this point. But it's one of those things where you gotta, it's so close. And I don't know if it's just luck or what, but they're just not able to find the right moments that they need to be. And having that specific position is so important in this game.
In the words of Paul, whatever metrics you use, take them. It doesn't matter. Is it inches? Is it millimeters? Is it is it liters? Is it milligrams? Just take it. Whatever you can get, take it right now. Is Hauler's influence to Boom Esports, and it looks like they are kind of taking your advice there. Try to take the higher ground turret. They got it pretty low, but still there is no closing of the higher ground turret. But again, like I said, it just seems to be, I think if either of these teams give an inch, they are going to take a mile, and they are going to try and turn it around for FUT Esports. But the gold has never been this close in the 17th minute, which is crazy to think that we are almost 17 minutes in, and they are only 2k gold behind. It's very much showing and telling of what this late game could be.
The late game is going to be the Toshi show. Let's be honest here, right? He was behind. He was down almost, like, I want to say maybe 1,000 gold to the Void at one point. I think we're going to have to check that one. But he's completely overtaken him right now. He's 13,800 versus the 12,000 that is Void. So, you know, finding Toshi is going to be the #1 target of FUT Esports. If they're able to kill Toshi, they're going to have a decent time. They can take those fights 5 versus 4 without the damage that Toshi brings to the table. But again, it's going to be hard. Toshi's positioning has been great. The rolling rates to safety also been great. So Toshi is the #1 target. FUT Esports need to figure it out.
Yeah, even if they do find a footing onto the Toshi, he does now have Sage Sanctuary as well, so he gets that second wind of life. He's traded his boots for a second life, which I would say is a good trade if you saw somebody in the marketplace selling that. Hey, give me your shoes, I'll give you 2 lives. I'm like, yo, take my shoes, good sir. Give me a second life. As we see the Blazing Brilliance come through to stop that minion wave. That was beautifully played by FUT Snape in order to try and stop the higher ground turret. Unfortunately, it was a means to the end because the higher ground turret in the mid lane does fall. We're seeing the Shadow Vanguard rock around the corner as well in the farm lane. So once your higher ground turrets start taking a beating, it's going to be harder for you. But we do see that Lubu tries to go to the back of the line, trying to take out the Lady Sun, but she still has the Sage Sanctuary on top of her as well. There he goes. Lust is fallen for the Lady Sun. They have been smitten by the beauty of the hero and the late game damage that comes from Lady Sun.
Yeah, and Lady Sun, you know, impressive on all aspects of this game. I mean, just the amount of damage that she's been able to provide. Toshi just playing it to the limit, understanding the outskirts and the maximum range that you need to be in, almost kiting the enemy team to just kind of maybe force it out, and it forced it onto Lost. Toshi somehow still surviving. That's going to be life #1 for Otix. He's continuing to fight though, but he's going to get blown up. Toshi says, thank you for that free meal. I will take that as well. Toshi does go down. He's going to be back for life #2, and they did find a way. Impressive has been killed, and they've doing some work. The Chaos Cinder is doing a lot of damage onto Dragon, but now they need to deal with the base, which is wide open. The minions just assaulting the crystal at this point. And now Boom Esports back up. They're going to regroup and look to go in for that one last push.
Yeah, we see that Lubu's trying to look for a Strandle, any sort of Strandlers on the side of Boom, but they have all got the fortunate capability and thinking that they need to go back and recall because, again, Tempest Dragon up in 4 seconds. If they were to go and take that fight at the damage that they had, they would have lost, because again, the Lady Sun has no Sage Sanctuary. It was pretty clutch for the side of for Snape on the side of FUT Esports, using the Splendor to be untargetable and unkillable for a brief moment. But we do see that Dune has now gotten his Sage Sanctuary back up, so that means he has got that second win. So going in for an engage is not necessarily going to be the be-all or end-all for taking down the Dune, and from what we know so far, FUT like to put the pressure onto the Dune. But we're seeing that Elaine is running down across the gorge just to make sure work of Snape. Snape looking pretty low. Is he going to get the knockups for the blade onto Dune? And it is. Dune takes down the Angela. Void is down as well. Down goes 2 of your crucial damage outputs, and down goes Jing as well. It seems to just be an across-the-board takedown, but Lost is just trying to make some ends meet out of all of this. That is a 4-1 trade. That is the worst trade deal ever, as he gets a double kill towards the end, but he's going to lose that crystal, as it seems that they've got the minions there. They are stuck in. Toshi and Miji claiming 2-0 for Boom Esports.
Yeah, Toshi was just like, okay,